Yo, this is Chris Spencer, and you're on BKS1 Radio.
It's your girl Chanel, BKS1 Radio, and I'm here with the beautiful Garcelle Bouvet.
I'm paying you later.
Hey, I'm the queen of comedy, some more, and right now you're rocking with BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio Network. I'm here with the amazing Miss Tasha Smith. How you doing?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for coming out.
Yes, yes.
I really appreciate it.
Hello, Denise Boutte. Hey, what's up? Shout out to BKS1 Radio. See you soon.
Brick City's finest, J.D. Williams. I'm in the Savage Podcast Studio, chilling at BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio. I'm here with the legendary Mr. Dick Gregory. How you doing today, sir?
Fantastic, brother, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Jamie Foxx, BKS1 Radio. What's going on with you?
Storming on. This is George Dr. Funkenstein Clinton for BKS1 Radio. They be doing the dog, y'all.
Yo, this is Chris Spencer, and you're on BKS1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WBKS1.com on the internet. You can watch and listen to us. Welcome to BKS1 Radio TV on YouTube, on the BKS1 Radio TV channel. You can watch and listen on Facebook Live, TuneIn Radio app, and of course, right here, WBKS1.com.
Don't forget Twitter and Periscope, BKS1 Radio, BKS1 Radio ENT.
BKS1 Radio ENT on Periscope. We are broadcasting live from the Best Kept Secret Entertainment Studios here in beautiful Central New Jersey, and you are now in the game. To my right, to my left, he is
the Short Fuse, a.k.a. The Ghost.
And I am O-Dog in the house. We're doing a two-man show tonight.
Yeah, man.
Coach V is out. Our condolences and thoughts are with her. She had some issues in her personal life, so we want to send her the best we can and hope that she gets through it easy.
I gotta send my condolences to one of my coworkers too. Supervisor at work. His grandmother passed away.
Oh, sorry to hear
106.
That. Oh my God, that's a good run.
This lady was amazing. He told me about her like a while ago, and I never met her in my life. I love her.
Right.
106. Still had her faculties about like
that's
mine.
Awesome. And
like he would tell me stories like hers because her sister I think was 97 or whatever it was.
Oh my God! Wow.
And she lived in out of state. His grandmother would get on the plane like by herself, fly to wherever her sister was, to help her get on the plane to get back up here.
Oh wow.
Yeah, her mind, everything. She was still, but it's something like a heart valve started to go. You know, once after your muscle, heart's a muscle, and 106 years is a long time. But that was the only thing that caught up with. Like her mind, everything was still sharp as a tack. Like, and he smokes Newports, and I talk about him every day. I'm like, your father's in his 80s. He played handball with people in their 30s.
Right.
Your grandmother lived to be 106,
and you smoking Newports.
Her sister's in the 90s, and you smoke Marlboros.
Oh, Marlboros.
My mistake. I thought, and you're smoking Marlboros.
The Reds.
I said, yeah. Oh I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you? I said, your genes are impeccable.
Right.
Your family genes are like great.
Right.
And here you go.
You got a better shot than most people.
I know. I know I need to stop. Yeah, man.
You know, that cigarette stuff, some people say cigarettes is as addictive, if not more, than some hard drugs.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a physical reaction, too.
Absolutely. You go through withdrawal when you stop smoking.
And actually, you know what the most addictive substance in the world is?
What's sugar?
Yep.
See? People, we weren't expecting that to lead off the show, huh? Callers, you can call in at the show. You can call the show in at, wait a minute, let me get my lips together. Callers, you can call in the show at 646-233-1302. And for the people that write a little bit slower, 646-233-1302. And it's right there on the banner, so you can see it right there in case you forget.
Yes.
All right. You know, there's so much to talk about in Sports Ghost, but let's get started with the celebrity birthdays first. In entertainment, you'll probably know this. 1/3 of the hip-hop group known as Migos, best known for their single Versace. He's known by his stage name, Quavo. Quavo Marshall is 28 years old today. Soulful Motown icon who gained the fame for the 1966 song, I Heard It Through the Grapevine. He released the influential concept album, What's Going On, in 1971. Marvin Gaye would have been 79 today. Marvin Gaye, unfortunately, killed by his father 45 years ago, the day before his birthday on April 1st.
Oh, man.
Yeah. In football, he graduated from Boston College with honors. NFL linebacker who won 4 Super Bowl championships in his career. Played for the 49ers, the Eagles, the Broncos, and the Raiders. Bill Romanowski.
Oh, the spitter.
52.
The spitter.
Yes. The spitter. He attended Syracuse University, where he earned the Maxwell Award and the Davy O'Brien National Quarterback Award. Former NFL and Canadian Football League quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and the Ottawa Rough Riders. Don McPherson is 54. You remember Don McPherson?
No.
I do. I actually do. He played his collegiate basketball for New Mexico State from 2014 to 2016. 6'9" power forward who made his NBA debut with the Raptors during the 2016-2017 season. He was selected 27th overall in the 2016 NBA draft by Toronto. If you get this, you're going. I might just walk out.
Nah, I'm not going to get it.
Right,
it started with a V?
No, Pascal Siakam.
Okay.
And the Baseball Hall of Famer for the Los Angeles Dodgers, who transitioned to broadcasting, Don Sutton, is 74 today.
Wow.
Now, today in sports history goes, in 1931, a teenage girl strikes out Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig in an exhibition game in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
They let her.
In 1969, the Milwaukee Bucks, the number 1 seed in the East.
No, wait a minute. I didn't say that because it was just because it was female. I'm saying because it's an exhibition and they have any professional pitcher that's going to strike out 2 big hitters like that. If it was me, they would have let me strike them out.
I didn't say a word. 1969 Milwaukee Bucks, the number 1 seed right now in the NBA, signed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Greatest basketball player ever.
No, formerly known as Lou Alcindor.
That's a great debate.
That is a great debate.
Because everybody says Michael Jordan and then LeBron and Kobe. They always mention those 3. They don't mention anybody else when they talk about the greatest of all time.
Kareem, Wilt.
And the reason I say Kareem, they changed the rules of basketball for Kareem. When he was in college, you couldn't dunk.
Yeah.
Because if they allowed dunking, it just wouldn't be fair.
Right.
They didn't change the rules for anybody else, well, except for Allen Iverson. But that's another story.
Wilt Chamberlain.
They changed the rules for Wilt?
In the pros.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Wilt was a monster.
Yeah, Wilt was a monster.
Yo, did I ever tell you my Wilt Chamberlain story? Man, I'm in this club in Miami, and I'm standing there, and I'm, listening to the music. I kind of take a step back. I thought I hit a pole, and I was like, who the hell is this? I turned around, I was like, hi, Mr. Chamberlain. He was drunk as hell. And he went like this, this was my hand, this was his hand. I was like, how are you doing, sir? He's like, I'm good.
I can't remember. He's amazing.
I mean, solid. Like, when I hit him, I thought I hit a pole.
You hit him and he didn't move.
No, he didn't move. I lurched forward, and then I realized it was a person. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, whoa. He was drunk as hell, too. All right, in 1976, the A's trade prospective free agent Reggie Jackson, Ken Holzman, to the Orioles for Don Baylor, Mike Torres, and Paul Mitchell. Can you believe that?
Oh, really?
In 1978, Czech tennis star Martina Navratilova wins her first WTA Tour Championship, beating Yvonne Goolagong Cawley of Australia 7-6, 6-4 at the Oakland Coliseum Arena.
Oh, wow.
In 1982, A's pitcher Steve McCatty comes to bat using a 15-inch toy bat under Billy Martin's orders, protesting disallowing of the DH.
Oh, they want to get rid of the DH.
No, he wanted the DH.
Let me check. We got technical difficulties. Hold on.
All right, hold on. Please stand by. What happened? What's that? I'm running. Okay. Folks, we are live on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, check us out on YouTube, BKS1 Radio TV. The BKS1 Radio TV. We're having technical difficulties with the Periscope and the Facebook tonight.
Going on.
All right, so we're back. All right, now, where were we? Today in sports. Okay. No, they wanted the DH, so
okay.
He went up there as a protest with a 15-inch toy bat. Billy Martin, man.
I love Billy.
I love Billy too. Billy was one of my favorite managers. He was a character back then. Do you think you could get away with stuff like Billy Martin got away with?
Now?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because he was crazy. Remember him and Reggie got into it?
Oh, yeah, in the dugout. In Boston.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Players don't really do that anymore.
You can't do it now.
No.
Because you know what it is? Back then, managers had more
power.
Yes.
Now it's players.
Yeah, now it's a star player. You're not going.
Yeah, you ain't messing with the star player.
He basically going to do what he wants to do.
Exactly. Mike Trout, you can't tell Mike Trout nothing.
How many World Series do you think the Angels got to win for that to be a worthwhile contract?
Actually, I don't think any, because they already got $3 billion from the television market. Goes.
They got that before they signed.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So the
reason I say that is they already had the $3 billion.
Right.
So this right what happening now is not affecting that $3 billion.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. They don't have to win, and they've already made $3 billion.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's exactly why they don't need to win. They got $3 billion. They haven't won anything. The question is why? Who's paying $3 billion for this team that hasn't won a championship in God knows how long?
People are hungry for sports networks.
That's what it is.
And they following the Yankee model.
That's what it is.
But
you go out there and get those ad dollars. And
but
keep
the Yankees
making
had their own. The Yankees had money, and when they brought the Yes Network, so they set the model for a lot of these teams and the college stations, because nobody didn't have the SEC network before the Yes Network. You had like network. The MSG, you had the ESPN.
Yeah,
you didn't have your own local networks like that. So they set the model, but the Yankees won.
And you know what's crazy? Sometimes you turn to these channels and they play the same thing over and over again, especially in the off season.
Yeah,
like the SEC network is not playing anything I want to watch.
No,
nor is the Big Ten network. I only watch the only time I watch the Big Ten network is for a Rutgers game.
Yeah, I watch it when Rutgers is losing too.
Anyway, 1986, NCAA adopts the 3-point basketball rule, 19 feet 9 inches. In 1995, on
that
this
was
day,
close.
Yeah, right.
Because now it's back to about 23, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
In 1995, WrestleMania 11 in Connecticut, Lawrence Taylor defeats Bam Bam Bigelow.
I remember that. And sadly, wrestling's still going on.
In 1996, Sri Lanka 9-349 in 50 overs beat Pakistan 315 all out. Saneth Jarasuria, his ton in 48 balls, world ODI record at Singapore.
Cricket?
Yes, cricket. I don't have any idea what any of that means. I just thought it would be funny to put it in there. I have no idea what that means, folks.
I mean, I knew the sport.
Right, I know it's cricket, but 9-349 in 50 overs, 315 all out. His ton in 48 balls, world ODI record.
I have no idea how they play.
That sounds like a damn good game, though.
Yeah. Sounds interesting.
He had a great game. 2005, James Stewart Jr. becomes the first African American to win a major motorsports event. And in 2010, Kobe Bryant signs a 3-year contract extension with the Los Angeles Lakers worth $87 million.
That was the start of the demise.
Put that in perspective. LeBron's deal, I was listening to the radio today, and Brian Windhorst has written a book about LeBron's business.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying how when LeBron was in high school, he went to meet with Reebok in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Reebok wanted to offer him, I think he said it was like $100 million. And on top of the $100 million, they gave him a cashier's check right there, $10 million. Said, look, we'll give you this $10 million and on top of the $100 million. You know what LeBron said?
No.
Because
if you're willing to give me that on the first meeting, I'm worth a whole lot more.
And he subsequently went to Nike and got $87 million plus whatever back end points or whatever, however they have it structured. But can you imagine? But think about that, Ghost. Think about how smart and aware LeBron had to be at 18 years old. This is a young man.
He had good business people in his corner.
Who didn't have a father, didn't go to college, was a superstar basically at 16, 17, and somebody's offering you $10 million right there, and you say no.
He had smart business people in his corner.
He must have.
Because he had smart enough business people in that corner who knew his worth. And it was like, look, if Reebok is going to give you this, even if we say no right now, let's just go to Nike and see.
Right.
Let's go to Nike and tell them what, and see if they're going to match it or if they can give us a better deal.
Right.
Like saying no, we can always come back because Reebok, we say no, the offer's still going to be on the table.
Absolutely. But I just thought that was crazy.
Yeah,
at 18 years old.
I don't know if I'm turning down $10 million.
I wouldn't turn down $10 million today for whatever.
Because that goes into saying, what do you think Zion's going to get?
That's what they were talking about. That was the lead in. That begs the question. What is Zion going to get?
If I'm a sneaker company,
right?
Don't you want to see him do it in the pros first?
No, you want to get on early because you believe
Steph Curry didn't get a deal right away.
Well, Steph Curry was undersized. He was a smart.
He was still a sharpshooter.
No, but nobody saw
a,
Steph Curry being what he is now, did they?
Not turning what he is now, but they knew he was going to be
first-time unanimous MVP.
They knew he was going to be good.
They didn't think he was going to be MVP
because he could shoot. He carried Davidson to the Final Four. He could shoot. So
they changed.
They knew he was going to score.
Yeah,
they didn't know he was going to become probably this great.
Right,
but they knew coming out of the tournament, the name,
he can score. Right,
he can score. And he was going to be good.
Now, speaking of
Kevin Durant didn't get it, and they knew Kevin Durant was going to be something coming out of Texas.
Now, remember, Derrick Rose, didn't he get something like a $250 million deal from Adidas?
I think so.
A 10-year, $250. Yeah. That deal's not paying off for them.
Yeah, his injuries, man.
Yeah. So to your point, do you want? I mean, but at that time when he got the deal, Derrick Rose was an MVP.
What if you pay him and they don't turn out?
It's a contract. You got to keep paying.
No, I'm saying that's why the. Like, is he going to get a signature shoe right away?
All right, well, here's the question. What if you're Adidas, and when Michael Jordan comes, you say, nah, we're good. And Michael Jordan saying, listen, I want to sign with Adidas. I want to be an Adidas client. I want to be on the roster. And Adidas turned him down.
No, I don't want to. I say I want to sign him, but signing him somebody for giving somebody $110 million, like $1 million or whatever, then saying, I'm going to give you $10 million right now. My problem isn't signing them. It would be on the business side saying, how much do I want to offer up front, not knowing what could happen.
Well, you're taking a calculated risk in saying, look, we've seen what Zion has done in this tournament. I think they said he scored the most in 4 games or tied the record. I can't recall what it was for the most points scored in the first 4 games of the NCAA tournament. So clearly, I mean, he's going to be good. How good is something only time will tell.
I've been following Zion since he was a junior in high school.
Okay. So then you know more than me.
He was a monster in high school, and I said the only thing in high school, I was like, man, I just got to see if he got a jump shot. Because he was just dominating kids. Ridiculous. You knew he was going to be a star, because he was already a star there in South Carolina high school.
Sure.
So I was like, man, if he gets a jump shot, because he was just basically bullying his way to the rim, dunking the ball, everything.
And nobody could
stop
stop
him. If he gets a jump shot, a little mid-range jump shot, he's going to be damn near unstoppable. And you see he got a jump shot now. He still can drive. He's elevating his game. Now, I do think he's going to be better when he gets to the pros because he's going to get better coaching.
Sure.
And it's a little more freer with how the game is.
Sure.
So I think he's going to be fine. But my thing, like I said, as a company, you got to think. I would think like, man, how much do I want to offer up front for somebody who's never actually done it?
Listen, but my question would be, if you don't do it and you don't give him a big deal, how much are you going to lose on the back end if he does? I
would rather give him a decent deal on the front end, but then to give him higher percentage of his sneaker sale on the back end.
They gave LeBron James $87 million when he was in high school, basically, essentially his first year.
Now coming out of high school, was Zion Williams better than LeBron?
Wow.
No.
I was going to say no.
No. Zion was great.
Either.
LeBron, no, I don't think he was better than LeBron.
Yeah, I don't think he was. I can't imagine he would be. Now that's a perfect segue, and as you always do,
Lavelle and Chat said no one believes in Steph Curry. Steph Curry if he got drafted, what Steph Curry drafted? Top 5? 6? Let me check. I had to check. Anybody who didn't believe in Steph Curry coming out of college, I think was crazy.
No, because remember, he had bad ankles.
He could score.
He could score, but there was a question to, with his health. Could he stay healthy? And he was slight.
He went number 7.
In what year?
2009.
Who was ahead of him?
Let me tell you 1 second. Oh, wow. Golden State had a great draft in 2009.
Because that was Klay Thompson too, right? Was that Klay Thompson draft?
Yeah. We had Blake Griffin went number 1.
Okay.
Hakeem Tibet went number 2. James Harden 3, Tariq Evans 4, Ricky Rubio 5, Johnny Flynn 6,
wow.
Steph Curry 7, Jordan Hill 8, DeMar DeRozan 9, Brandon Jennings 10, Terrence Williams 11, Gerald Henderson, 12. Tyler Hansford, 13. Earl
Tyler
Clark.
Hansbrough, yeah. Let me ask you this. If you had to redraft this, who would you take first?
If I had to redraft this whole draft.
Everybody on this list in the first round.
I wouldn't have no problem keeping Blake at 1. But then number 2 would be either Steph Curry and then Harden. Like, because Blake Griffin still is dominant, and he you see how dominant he is when he's with Detroit. He's well rounded. So I can't argue with taking a big man number 1. But Steph Curry will be a lot higher than number 7.
Hasheem Thabeet was somewhat of a disappointment, a 5-year career. James Harden still lightened up. Tariq Evans still in the league. Ricky Rubio, 8 years in the league. Johnny Flynn only played 3 years in the league. Steph Curry, Johnny Flynn before Steph Curry is a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Who made that decision for Minnesota?
Somebody wasn't working, ain't the GM there no more.
Not at all. I mean, I don't even remember Johnny Flynn. I'm trying to remember Johnny Flynn. Point guard for Syracuse?
Yeah.
I don't remember him, bro. And that tells me all I need to know about his career. I mean, he only played 3 years. Jordan Hill, 8-year career. DeMar DeRozan still in the league, lighting it up, 10 years. Still a quality player. Brandon Jennings, 9 years. So, I mean, there's really only 2 mistakes maybe, Thabeet and Johnny Flynn.
Yeah.
So that was.
I was mistaken. What's name said that Davidson didn't go to the Final Four.
Well, they went to the Sweet 16.
Let's see. I'm checking now.
Trying to remember. All right, now let's talk NCAA. Let's get right into it, folks. We only got an hour left because I have some other responsibilities that I have to take care of. So we call this the speed show. Anytime we do less than 2 hours, we call it a speed show. So Ghost and I, we sitting here 2-man, as you can see. Call in 646-233-1302. Give us a shout before the show ends. Half hour down, 1 hour to go. Ghost, the NCAA Elite Eight did not fail to disappoint. What an amazing weekend of games. Did you happen to catch it?
I caught some of them, yes.
What were your thoughts?
Shock.
What shocked you the most from this weekend?
It shocked me the most that Virginia was still in it, one. It shocked me the most that Auburn is in it. And really, Duke. I had a feel like one of my brackets, I took Michigan State over Duke, but I still felt like I just took I had to be
because you want to be different.
I had to do different my first bracket,
right?
But I was like, Duke just has too much talent, and they're gonna be able to pull it out just based off talent alone because they're pretty deep. Their starting 5 is pretty deep. Their bench is not as strong as other ones. But then when I saw them struggle with what was it, around the 32 second round,
they struggled against UCF.
Then they struggled again in the third one. I was like, oh man. And when they beat UCF by the put back on a free throw, I was like, ooh, they got lucky.
They got lucky in the UCF game. They got lucky against Virginia Tech because that last shot in the Virginia Tech game, guy just blew it. It was a bunny, as they say.
Yeah.
I mean, so everybody knows the Final Four, Michigan State a 2 seed, Texas Tech a 3 seed, UVA a 1 seed, Auburn a 5 seed. Goes just like you. The most surprising thing to me was that UVA is still in the tournament. I did not see them getting to the Final Four. I could very well have picked, I think in one of my brackets, I picked Michigan State over Duke just because I like Tom Izzo's coaching style. I know that was an experienced team, but sometimes in the other brackets where I didn't pick them, I felt like they've disappointed me in years past, so I wasn't really confident with that pick. And like you, I felt the same way. Duke just had too much talent. I saw them take down UNC, even though it was a close game in the ACC tournament. It was a great game in the ACC tournament. I should have thought, listen, Duke, they won by I think maybe a bucket, maybe 3 points, something like that.
Yeah,
it wasn't a blowout.
Yeah.
And then when they started struggling, UCF should have won that game. They really should have won that game.
Yeah.
Zion did it. There was one shot when Zion goes, I don't know how he did it. He like jumped in the air, going into the 7'6" guy. I can't remember his name, but he jumped into a 7'6" center, and then kind of hung in the air like magic and put it up left-handed. Got fouled, missed the free throw, but then R.J. Barrett came back and cleaned it up. So they dodged a bullet there.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, 285 goes.
He's bigger than
6'7".
LeBron.
He's 6'6", 285. He's
a tight end.
He's like Gronk.
No, he's a lineman. Yeah.
6'6", but his footwork is just amazing, and he's nimble. He's quick. There was another play I saw. I forget who he was playing, but he like it was a guard he was guarding. He tapped the ball, beat the guard to the ball, went behind his back, kind of fell down, braced himself with his hand, and still got up and got to the hoop. I was like, what the? At 285
That's
pounds.
crazy. Yeah, oh, no, I was wrong. Davidson went to the regional finals. They lost to Kansas.
What's that, the Sweet 16?
Elite Eight.
Elite Eight,
But
okay.
then the next one after that is the Final Four.
Now, a team that I was not surprised about, Gonzaga. Gonzaga got beat by Texas Tech, which was a shocker. Who the hell is Texas Tech, goes?
I had no idea. Oh, no, I forgot about that one. Yeah, because I don't have much faith in Gonzaga anyway.
I never do.
So
I call them.
It didn't shock me that they lost. It shocked me that Texas Tech was a team that was still there though, because I didn't pick Texas Tech to get that far.
I didn't have Texas Tech beating Michigan. Michigan was a shocker. Texas Tech beat them by 19.
Yeah.
I was stunned at that because John Beilein is one of my favorite guys. I think he's a great coach. He had them in the finals last year, I think it was, against UNC, if I recall correctly.
Let me see.
But I know they had a deep run. So I felt like Michigan was going to be more experienced. I felt like they were going to be able to get a deep run, and they got whooped by 20 points to Texas Tech. And I'm like, who the heck is Texas Tech?
Sometimes people they start to feel themselves a little bit.
Now let's talk about the giant killer, Ghost. The giant killer of this
They
tournament.
lost to Villanova.
They lost to Nova?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, but they were in the finals, right?
Yeah, they were in the finals.
Yeah. So I thought, well, this team is experienced. They got tournament experience. They got good guard play, and they just didn't show up against that Texas Tech.
Got kind of lucky. They played Loyola Chicago. Wasn't that with the little nun lady
Sister Jean? She has a name.
I didn't know her name.
Lady.
I didn't know her name.
The little nun lady. Okay.
Who showed up at every game?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they ran out, so they had a good run last year.
Taco Fall. That's who it was for UCF. That was the center. Yeah, and like you said, Mr. Baseball, they got lucky in the Virginia Tech game. But the giant killer of this tournament is the Auburn Tigers. Talk about shocker. Now, if you know anything about Auburn, you know who their coach is. Their coach is Bruce Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
You know Bruce Pearl has had his problems with recruiting, right? He was suspended.
He was suspended? Oh, yeah?
Yes.
What, you offered him money?
Bruce Pearl, I don't remember what the exact problems, but he got ousted from Tennessee. And in order for him to get hired, you had to do what's called a show cause. And that's like you have to come to the NCAA and tell them why you want to hire this guy. So it's a big deal. Mm-hmm. And when he got that job, it was a big deal. They're like, oh, they're hiring Bruce Pearl. I forget what his transgressions were. If you could look that up for me, that'd be great. But he's come back. As people like to say, Bruce Pearl colors outside of the lines, if you will.
Well, you got to. You ain't cheating. If you ain't trying, you ain't trying to win, right?
That's what some people say. The Auburn Tigers, they take down. Where did they start? Hold on, let me get back. They were 5 seed. So they beat New Mexico State. Then they beat number 4 Kansas. Then they beat number 1 North Carolina. And then they followed that up with a 6-point victory. And then, by the way, they whooped North Carolina. They didn't just beat North Carolina. They whooped them by 17. They come back against number 2 Kentucky. You know Kentucky's always stacked with John Calipari.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll get to Calipari's deal in a minute. Take down Kentucky to get into the Final Four against UVA. UVA that was another great game, goes. The UVA-Purdue game, man, I got to tell you, Carson Edwards might have played himself right into the NBA. Dude had 42 points, goes, and was hitting everything from anywhere on the floor.
Now, do you go by? Now, this is the thing. Do you go by a 4 or 5 good tournament game run? Or do you go by the bulk of the season?
You know what? I think sometimes guys play themselves into the league. Now, Carson Edwards is probably listed at 6 feet. I don't think he's 6 feet. I think he's more like 5'10". But dude can shoot. And you know, in today's NBA game, you know who he reminds me of? IT, Isaiah Thomas. Great shooter, but on defense, he's undersized, so he's a defensive liability.
Right.
You know, but I could see somebody giving him a shot simply because he could score.
Can he score like Steph Curry?
Yes. I really believe
then he
can.
might have shot himself into the.
He can.
If you can score, if you're gonna be a defensive liability,
you better
have to be something great offensively.
He was absolutely amazing.
Especially these days because everybody's a scorer now.
UVA got lucky. They forced into overtime on a shot that just was unbelievable by the blonde-haired guy. I can't remember. The young man has blonde hair. He comes up, sends it to overtime. They go back and forth and back and forth. I mean, just shot for shot. I'm sitting in my car watching the game, and I'm like, oh! Every time, I'm like, oh, my God, I can't believe they just did that. I mean, all 4 games, all 8 teams, yeah, they list him as 6'1". That's not true. I can't. If he's 6'1", he's the shortest 6'1" I've ever seen. I don't believe he's 6'1". But, I mean, those games just were great games. Now, my question to you, Ghost, is this the best way to decide who's the best or to decide a championship?
What do you mean?
Is this format the best way to decide a championship? I'm not
the best
saying
one of the March Madness.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's not. No, it's not the best way because one night, any given night, the best team ain't going. The best team don't always win on a 1-game playoff. It's just who's playing well that night.
He had 10 threes.
I mean, if you wanted,
Carson Edwards had 10 threes in that game.
What's he done during the year though?
He's led that team.
No, because has he scored like that all year?
Let me check. I don't know.
Because I don't know if you play yourself into the league off one good game.
How about one great game?
I don't know because that could be aberration.
Let's see what his stats are.
Let me think. Oh man. But what's the name asked Lavelle in chat said is Taco Fall a top 5 pick?
Taco Fall?
Taco Fall.
I don't know. No. I'm gonna say no.
So he averaged one. You got Zion.
2, you got
I'm going with the guy Marquette.
John Morant.
3,
R.J. Barrett.
4, I'm gonna say Reddish.
Cam Reddish, exactly. 5, there's somebody better than Taco Fall. The only reason Taco Fall is still, those guys when they get to that 7'6", 7, he's like 7'6", they get gangly.
Mm-hmm.
And their arms, and they don't have that body control that you like to see.
Did he dominate all year?
And we're talking about Carson Edwards. He averaged 24 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists.
Oh no, he's getting drafted anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
Off of that, I thought it might have just been one good game in
No.
If he's that much score, he can go first round. May not be a lottery pick, but he can go first. It's only 2 rounds though, so
yeah.
But no, he put up points.
And he's gotten better every year. His freshman year, his first year was 10.3. Second year was 18.5. Third year 24.3.
Oh yeah, I think he's going to get picked.
Yeah,
he may be like second round. Like didn't Isaiah Thomas went second round?
Yes. But I mean, watch some of these shots. This dude is just bad. I mean, he was nasty. He was sick, and against a Virginia team that's known for their defense.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's going to. I think he'll go second round.
Now, we mentioned Kentucky. We'll get back to the basketball talk, but I did want to talk about this, because this kind of ticked me off. John Calipari got an offer from UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
6 years, $48 million. Now, first of all, he makes $9 million now. So, what was UCLA thinking? Like,
so you offer him a million
pay
less?
cut?
You come to pay cut, come out to LA. You okay?
Where the taxes are higher, I would imagine, than in Kentucky.
I'm good in Kentucky.
Yeah, it's like, bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
Like, come on, are you serious? If they wanted to be serious, you got to go like 6 years, 63 million, something high.
You got to go 10.
Yeah, 6 years, 63 million. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You got to give him 10.
You got to make his salary enough where you're going to counteract the taxes.
And pull him from a great basketball school like Kentucky. So Kentucky
Who
doubled
goes to the
down.
tournament every year.
Always in the tournament, usually a deep run.
UCLA ain't that great.
Well, that's what they were counting on, him coming to revitalize the program.
How old is Calipari now?
60.
He's not trying to do that no more. No, I mean, you go get a young coach who want to put all that energy in. Cal got a great situation in Kentucky.
It just got greater. They gave John Calipari in essence, a lifetime contract.
I just read that. He's good.
Now, the way it's structured is it's a 10-year coaching deal.
Mm-hmm.
But then after, he becomes University of Kentucky's basketball ambassador.
What's that? So that means he's going to go recruit?
I guess.
Or
ABC.
He's
always be recruiting.
He's going to just show up.
When they need to close
the deal.
Sir, we would like you to meet the ambassador of Kentucky basketball. Hey, Coach Cal.
He's actually not going to coach you, and he'd coach you, but he's just here to talk to you.
Right.
See, that doesn't work for me.
He just want to have. He would like to have a few words to explain to you, young man, why Kentucky is the place for you.
And you know what I'm gonna say?
What's that?
How much you paying?
I'm pretty sure you can't come out and say that.
You
know
can.
what I mean, you could, but I don't know how much success you're gonna have with that.
Oh, I bet you lie. Let's cut the preliminaries. Because Cal, you're not coaching me, so it doesn't matter what you say to me right now. You're like, you could be the greatest man in the world. The coach here is the one I got to deal with, and if he's not closing the deal, then hey,
now real
what
quick,
are you offering? How many free pair of sneakers am I getting?
Well, you know what they say. Hold on to that question. I know a friend of mine. His nephew played for Stanford under Johnny Dawkins.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Dawkins. The reason why I say that is because Johnny Dawkins coached UCF. UCF, his son Aubrey Dawkins played for him, had a monster game against Duke and almost won the game on the last second shot. So Duke had dodged a couple of bullets. They were living on borrowed time, if you ask me, and they just ran up into a better squad. But do you think that Michigan State should have been seeded somewhere else so that
Michigan State could have been a 1 seed?
Who would you have taken out?
Gonzaga.
I agree 100% because I watched Gonzaga lose in their conference championship and only score 47 points. To me, I said they're not a 1 seed to me. You give them a 2, and everybody was saying, well, they had a great year. Okay, in the WAC.
Yeah.
The WAC, which is WAC. Who are they playing? St. Louis.
Yeah, they're not playing great teams.
Yeah, Liberty or whoever else is in that conference.
Yeah, now Michigan State should have been a 1.
Michigan. Now, here's the thing. The next question I have, and Mr. Baseball can answer this. Do you think this affects the ratings of the tournament? Like with this Final Four, because first of all, does anybody know any player on the Texas Tech team? Could you name one player?
No.
I can only name 2 players on Michigan State.
I can't name play Michigan State.
That's only because I know the guard, Cassius.
I do know Michigan State always have good guard play. And
I can't even name his last name.
And good guard play leads to good tournaments.
Can you name anybody on UVA?
No.
Can you name anybody on Auburn?
No.
I can name one player on Auburn because he's got a great last name. His name is Jared Harper. That's a quality last name. I mean, that is just.
He's a winner, man.
Yeah, he's a winner. By the way, he did have a great game.
S. Lavelle and Chad said no. He went asking about the UCLA job.
That's not what I heard. I heard they came to him. But either way, if let's go.
And he was saying they need more rounds. You can't have more rounds at the NCAA tournament.
Come on,
man.
how many more rounds you gonna have? And how many more teams? We gonna throw another 30 teams in there?
They need to eliminate the teams. We don't need 6. We don't need however many teams. Was it 64 teams?
Because it always comes down to Michigan State, Kansas, Kentucky, UNC, Duke.
14, 15, and 16 never win.
Well, no, they can't say never. UMBC.
What we going?
UMBC.
Outlier. One
you gotta
time.
give us hope.
You 12. You get some 12 and 13s that win every year.
Okay.
So I say stop it at 13 because you're not having that.
What about the little guy, Ghost? What about UMBC?
Go play in the NIT.
What about the UMBC?
You one time in 100 years. No, it ain't worth it.
But you know what? Think about that one time. I watched the young man.
What'd they get out of it?
A great memory. An amazing time.
That and a quarter will buy you nothing.
Wait, they don't have quarter waters anymore?
Nah, man, it's gone.
Really?
I don't think they have quarter waters no more. I don't even see them no more.
If you don't know what a quarter water is, it's a little juice that comes in
with a little aluminum top.
Yeah, with aluminum foil on the top. And you used to buy it for a quarter. It's really just sugar. Like Go said, it's the most addictive substance on the planet. And that's all they did is get kids hooked. I can't tell you how many quarter. Of course you love them. What's not to love about a quarter water? You remember that on a hot summer day?
Yep.
You go get 2 of them suckers whack, especially after playing basketball. Whack, and knock them suckers back, man. That's hood talk right there. If you grew up in the suburbs, you may not know about the quarter waters. All right. So wait, let's go back. Can Mr. Baseball name anybody without Googling it on any of these 4 teams? Because my question remains. Oh, I remember when Cal coached at UMass, Mr. Baseball. Wait a minute. Hold on. Coach Cal, he's saying Coach Cal earned the contract. Did he? Really?
Earned a contract with Kentucky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Cal, you know what I'm saying? Because Cal is one of the few coaches who's done well with one and done since it first started.
Here's what I like about Coach John Calipari. He's honest.
Yeah, and he
tells it like it. He said, look, I've heard him say, look, I'm not here to get these kids educated. I'm here to get them in the pros.
That's it.
If they come here and they're ready to go, I kick them out. I tell them you have to go. I will not let you stay here because you have too much talent. So he's playing the system to benefit the players.
Yes.
And you know me. I'm all about benefiting players.
And plus, his system, he adapts the system to his talent.
Absolutely.
That's why he's very good with one and done players.
And the crazy
every
thing
year,
is,
every year, like most of his roster turns over. It seems like
that's what I was going to say. When you have a one and done factory, which is what Cal has, every year you get new 18-year-olds that have never played
Everybody wants
together.
to be a star.
That everybody wants to be a star. Everybody thinks they're great. They're probably Mr. Basketball in their state or whatever. 5-star recruits, and you got to get this thing to act as a cohesive unit to play. So in that sense, he earned it. I will agree with you on that, Mr. Baseball. In the other sense, the problem that I have with it is that here is John Calipari, who's going to make X amount of dollars over the next X amount of years, and he's doing that on the backs of unpaid labor. That's what
I always had a feeling about the talent in college sports.
So did he earn it, or did his players earn it for him?
Paid the talent. They had a Zion cam, where he had focusing on him. Are you serious?
And like you said, Ghost,
he can't even put his name on he can't even put his name on some shoes and sell it right now.
At the end of the day,
can't sign an autograph.
Not for any money. At the end of the day, what do these kids get? Even the national championship.
Nothing.
They get to say they're national champion, right? But that in a quarter
get you nothing.
There you go.
Because the stars are going to go to the NBA. But the ones who on the bench who like the role players, they ain't even going to the league.
Right.
They're done.
Right.
Go get a job.
And here they are, giving everything they have, practicing. And I had a guy in the car,
and they can't even start a website and monetize it off his name.
I had a guy who I was talking to, who played Division I college basketball. He wouldn't tell me what school, but he said it wasn't a big program.
Rutgers.
But he said, you know what he said? He said he quit after 1 year. And he went to run track because he said playing basketball was just too hard with the practices, with the traveling.
Mm-hmm.
He said it was just too demanding. He's like, I had to stop. He's like, I was quick. He's like, I wasn't very good. He's like, I was good enough to get the scholarship, but he's like, my specialty was speed. And he said, you know what? I'll just go run track then.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it was a lot easier. So I say all that to say that the demands that they make on these young men do warrant some type of compensation outside of just scholarship, in my opinion. Now, Mr. Baseball and I disagree.
You're making billions off of these kids.
That's what I said. Mr. Baseball wants some sort of compensation package. He wants a 2-year commitment.
No, because there's no commitment to the player. Your scholarship is not full ride. It's going year by year basis. It's not even guaranteed.
Here's what he says. He says, okay, you can sign up with a college. If you do, you go 2 years. You go to the G League and don't sign with an agent, get cut. You can return to college but lose 1 year of eligibility, which means a year of IRA investment. So he wants them to set up some sort, which I don't mind. I'm all for.
You know what I want?
What's that?
I signed to go to your school.
Mm-hmm.
Either I can use my likeness,
mm-hmm.
the way I can sign autographs.
Mm-hmm.
I can have a website with my name on it. I can monetize a YouTube page.
Which by the way,
I can make my money off my likeness. Because you're telling me now I can't make money off my likeness if I play NCAA sports.
Which, by the way, is not going to benefit everybody because not every player.
No,
like we said,
not everybody's.
We don't even know. I know one player on Auburn because he has my last name.
And not everybody's a star. And then if you go there and you're playing, and then jersey sales, if they say you on the team, they buy Harper number 2. Percentage of jersey sales can go into an escrow account. You can give players a stipend. You can pay them a percentage of whatever you make from your tournament games and your gate sales. You can split it up between the players. It can go into an escrow account that they can get when they leave school. So if they stay 4 years, it's getting into an interest-bearing account. And they get it in 4 years. So you're not just giving them the money. They can't access it until you leave school. They leave after 1 year. They get their money, they go. They leave after 4 years, they get their money in their 4 years, and they end up going. You don't have to pay them money right in their pocket at that point, but give them something where they are be able to profit off their likeness like you're profiting off their likeness.
I agree with you, and I agree with that is what I was going to say. I was going to say I think about it in terms of deferred compensation. You know, you hear that every year with Bobby Bonilla, and they were talking about it with Bryce Harper because he didn't want to defer any of his compensation. But what you're saying is you set up an interest-bearing account. Whatever the amounts are, I don't know what the appropriate amounts are.
They can work the percentages out.
But you can work that out.
Put that into the account every year.
And you, like you said, at the end of your time at that university, you get that check for whatever the amount is. They say, we appreciate your service. So it still keeps it on some level.
Because you don't want to give a kid, say the kid gets $20,000, you don't want to give an 18-year-old kid $20,000. He's going to be out of his mind. College kids don't need a lot of money to survive.
Yeah, here we go, Mr. Baseball. Here we go. It's right.
You give them a couple $100 where they can get food, they can do whatever, but they can still profit off the likeness and get the money when they leave. There's nothing wrong with that.
Zion should be able to show up at an autograph show and make whatever amount of money he can make off of his likeness.
You putting his face on tickets and selling tickets to the Duke North Carolina game was going for $2,500 and up.
Unbelievable. And they didn't come there to see Mike Krzyzewski.
They ain't going to go. No.
They didn't come there to see Trey Jones. They came to see Zion.
That's it.
He's the gate.
Because if he wasn't playing that day, them tickets would have been regular price. So cut it out, man. I just don't get it.
Here he is. Here's the man, the legend. 973, Mr. Baseball. Hold on. You're up? Speaker's muted? Hold on. Mr. Baseball?
Yes, I'm right here.
Talk to me.
Good evening, gentlemen. Glad you're feeling better, Ghost. I missed you.
Thanks, man.
Here's my argument. One, I do think Coach Cal earned that contract. I'm glad you all agree. But like I said, we said before, we've been going back and forth.
Wait a minute, let me stop you. He did earn it on the backs of unpaid labor.
I get that, and I kind of went your way a little bit on that situation. So what my plan is, like I said, what we talked about is if a kid wants to go straight into the pros, let him go. I said, all right, go. I have no problems with that. If he doesn't sign with an agent, he should be able to return, and he doesn't get picked up by the G League, he should be able to return to college and get a scholarship. The scholarship, you should offer these kids an IRA investment with the equal the price of the college tuition,
education, okay,
and have it invested for them. So, all right, I'm good with that. I think that is a good idea. I do believe.
Now, wait a minute. When you say IRA,
go to college,
hold on, Mr. Baseball, hold on.
Certain minimum year commitment.
Hold on. When you say IRA, does that mean they don't get it until they retire?
Until 59 and a half. That's right.
No. I'm not putting money on.
Hell no.
Get out of here, man.
No, you have to have some sort of commitment. You have to have some sort of.
There's no commitment to them.
You're getting. If you go to Duke, you're talking about a $200,000 bump, a $200.
Why shouldn't I get that when I graduate?
Right there. So why can't you? You can't wait. You can't wait.
Why I'm waiting until I'm 59? Why can't I get it when I leave? 59?
And by the way, Sean. By the way, Mr. Baseball, let me say this. What if this young man stays 4 years, right?
He made more than $200,000 for that cool school.
But hold on. He gets that. I'm okay with that amount. You get that amount of the scholarship in cash. And my thing is, if you get that when you graduate, now you change an individual's choices. Maybe he wants to go to grad school. Maybe he wants to start a business. Maybe he wants to buy a house. Why does he have to wait till he's 59 to make those decisions? Give it to him
because it's still amateurism. Duke's tuition is not the same. Is not the equivalent of Wagner or some of these other smaller public schools. So if a kid goes there, He's not going to get 200. I mean, that's what you're doing.
That's why I'm not with the IRA.
Professionalism. You got to keep some amateur aspect in the game and some sense of delayed gratification.
Okay, let's stop.
The tuition at Rutgers or the State University or Michigan State is not going to be the same.
I don't care about the tuition,
but that doesn't matter because
tuition ain't got nothing to do with it.
But
I'm
hold
talking
on.
about the money they making off the program.
But hold on, that's not the point, because when you make your decision to go to college, if you get recruited by Duke and the State University in New Jersey, and you know there's deferred compensation, then you make your decision and say, well, if I got a chance to go to Duke, they're gonna pay me $200,000 at the end of the year, at the end of 4 years. Or if I got to go to Rutgers, they're gonna pay me $80,000 at the end of 4 years. I'm gonna go with the better deal. And that gives you options. But my question to you is,
which is why I say then, which is why then I say is you should be able to wait until you be able to withdraw the money. Show that you have some commitment to the program if you go in it. You're still getting an education, and you're still getting the perks. And I'll tell you what, you've even convinced me to allow some higher rate of compensation while they're in college. If you want to give them an extra trip home, if you want,
give them an extra trip home.
Whoa, golly, jeez, we still have man, let me tell you,
we'll let you go home, Kunta.
Yeah, right.
Man,
that's wrong. We don't need to go there like that.
You take percentages of what they make, because the school's not waiting until they 59 to get the money. Calipari's not waiting until he's 59 to get his money. You give them percentage of the money they bring into the school while they're at the school playing. It stays in the account.
Then you just have open market. Then you just have open market free agency.
You do not have open market. Can you let me finish? Let me finish my thing. Basically, I'm saying the same thing you're saying.
When they got rid of the reserve clause in baseball.
Hold on,
I'm saying the same thing.
It's different. It's not pro ball.
I'm saying the same thing you're saying, but you're saying wait till you're 59.
Right.
I'm saying put it into an account form. Give them a percentage of what they're earning while they're at the school. Put it into an account form so when they leave the school, they can take their money.
Right. See, here's the thing.
So you want to take an allowance if you invest the money and give them a service.
It's not an allowance; it's being paid.
Hold on.
You know what? I can yield with that, but you're going to have to give back something.
Hold on.
What did I give back?
Hold on.
It's an exchange of services.
Hold on.
I'm playing.
Let me just say this. What we're discussing, and I think what the difference is we're not talking. The amount can be figured out, whether it's a percentage of what they earn or the tuition. That's not the issue. Right. What we're trying to set up is the framework for how to do it. And you're saying, why do they have to wait until they're 59? Which I agree with. He's saying wait until they're 59. I don't agree with that, because I agree with you when you say, look, upon the end of my service, whether it's 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years, I should get whatever that amount, whether it's a percentage or the tuition, in cash.
Think about it this way. You work a job.
You want to get paid.
They collect your 401k. You get fired from that job. They will contact you within 30 days saying, what do you want to do with this money? You're taking it out of our account.
Right. We don't manage
and we're not managing your money.
Well,
you will take your money with you.
If you do take that out the 401k, you take a tax penalty.
But no, why are these kids taking the penalty?
You still got to take a tax hit.
But why are the kids?
Nothing that comes totally for free.
But why are the kids taking the penalty?
It's amateurism.
We're gonna stop with the amateurism. It's not amateurism.
Right.
It's $1 billion industry. It's not amateurism. We got to cut this and stop saying they're student athletes. Right. They don't go to class. Like, we stop with these narratives that the NCAA wants to push.
Right. And I'm sick of, you know what I can't stand?
Nasir Little was the academic All-American his freshman year.
Yeah, we believe that.
You know what I can't stand?
Yeah. And he just declared.
I can't stand when Jerry Rice comes on with these commercials talking about student athletes. I'm like, will you stop? Just stop with that. It's just, it disgusts me every time I hear.
They're employees of the school.
They are working for the school. And this young man that I spoke with specifically told me he had to give up playing college basketball because the demands were too much and his grades started faltering. He said, I had to go do something else and I just quit. He's like, I did it for a year. He's like, I was not going to graduate if I stayed playing basketball. And that's just what he told me. Now, we're just arguing over the structure of it.
That's his level of discipline. They've given all types of accommodation interventions. They get tutors. They get private tutors. They get their own dorm room to study.
When they get time.
They get their own practice center. I mean, like, come on, you get your schedule handed to you. You get your books bought for you.
John,
come on now. If you can't have some sort of discipline when somebody's giving you a free education,
where's the time now?
And they're trying to give you a down deposit on life that you're saying that can grow tax-free for the next 30, 40 years. What more?
All right, so let me ask you this: What happens?
What happens if
What
they die
happens
before
if you
59?
die before 59? Where does that money go?
I mean, you got beneficiaries if you want to pull it.
Oh, so somebody else is still going to benefit off of their work, huh?
Right, so somebody else still benefits from their hard work. So they never see the benefit if they happen to die.
But you're dead wrong. You're wrong.
You're wrong, Sean.
It's amazing,
But you're
man.
dead wrong.
I mean, you're being kind of harsh if they just happen to die, but it is an issue.
Well, tell me
The
that.
thing is,
What
you gotta
happens if they
maintain
die?
some
Where does that
sense
money
of
go?
They need to get paid.
They need to get
And
paid.
it's not that hard to figure out. And I don't want to hear,
I'm not
oh,
saying,
you're giving them.
If I could acquiesce on the part that they need to get paid, then you guys got to sit there and see that they're going to have to realize that you're still going to college. If you don't want to go to college, go professional, go to GC.
There is no choice for them to go straight to the professional
There has to
NBA.
be you can't go to college and to go to the pros and it be the same environment.
I think
You
we're talking
can't-
about.
You can't do that.
You're talking about if there was no one and done rule. That's what we're assuming. Which
Before the one and done, this is no issue.
right. That's true.
We obviously at this point, after reading Nasir Little's statement about why he decided to go to college and
Whose
sign
statement?
early,
Whose statement?
You know what? Get rid of one and done. If the kids want to go, fine.
Exactly.
It's not the Nasir Littles and the Zion Williamsons I'm worried about. I'm worried more about the Andrew and the Aaron Harrisons.
Who?
I'm worried about the Omar Cooks. I'm worried about those guys who don't have that
Then
same level
you
of
should
talent
be
or
worried
have
about
that
them
talent
getting
to
paid
make it.
upon graduation. They should be
What?
getting paid right after they graduate. See, that's the only difference that's where we differ, Mr. Baseball, is that I don't agree that they should have to wait until they retire. I understand what you're saying as it relates to the money that they're going to have later. But my thing is, give them a head start on life. You've gotten a degree. Now here's a couple $100,000 or $80,000 or whatever it is.
Millions off of our backs.
And you made millions off our backs. But here's a parting gift as you go. You can start a business. You can go to school and get more education or do whatever you want. But here's what we're going to do for you. We're not just going to leave you out there in the cold. But let's move on real quick from this issue because we can stay here all night. You give me 2 minutes on baseball. What is your thoughts about the Yankees losing to the Orioles, losing that series right out the box? The Orioles had, 47 wins last year? The Yankees were in the playoffs?
I don't look at the standings in baseball to July 4th. That means absolutely nothing. People are still hurt. People are still getting their timing. People are jumping all over Gary Sanchez because of a throwing error and that he didn't come through in the clutch on one aspect. It's still early. People still learn their teams. It's nothing to worry about. The Orioles are going to lose, They're going to lose over 100 games, maybe win 35, 40. All right, so they're going to play the Yankees a bunch of more times, which I'm going to go see because then the games won't be packed, especially in Baltimore. The Yankees go 18-2, so they lose the first 2 games of the year, but they go 18-2 overall. Come on. Everybody in baseball, it's a long season. There's no reason to look at the standings until July 4th. That's when you find out what's going on.
I respectfully disagree with that.
I'm the same way. As long as they keep it within a close, don't be like 20 games out on July 4th. If you're in a reachable distance on July 4th, okay, yeah, you can still make the playoffs.
All right,
but every game does count. But long as
That's what I'm saying.
long as you keep it within a tight distance, like don't be say 2-20 at the end of like June, then it's like okay, now you're in trouble or whatever. I don't know the exact number of games, but I'm saying long as I don't really like start paying attention until like say July 4th. Like are they in striking distance?
If you're within, the way I look at it, if you're within 10 games.
July 4th, yeah, you're fine.
Games, you still have a shot.
You still got a
shot. But here's my thing.
I remember the 78 Yankees at the All-Star break. They were down 9 games. They won 9 games in a row. They came back and they won a division and they went on to the World Series.
First of all, if you remember that,
I mean, it's not like you can't do it.
If you remember that, yeah, you have a sick memory and you're old, but that's beside the point.
But
no, let me just say this. Go. Would you rather be right now the Boston Red Sox or the Tampa Bay Devil Rays? The Rays are 5-1. Red Sox are 1-4.
I'd rather be playing well.
Right, you'd rather be playing well.
No, but then playing well, and you can play well and still lose. So I want to see because it's going to balance out. Tampa, yes. The Mets started out last year crazy numbers.
I'd rather be playing well.
So
the '84 Detroit Tigers, The '84 Detroit Tigers start off with a losing record, then they went 35-5, and then all of a sudden they ran away.
Yeah, but you got that puts pressure on you to have to go 35-5, to have to win 9 games in a row by like the '78 Yankees.
These are extremes,
right?
But I'm not panicking if they're 1-2 after 3 games and they lost to Baltimore, because they lost to Baltimore last year in the Yankee Stadium.
It's not,
but
my
thing
is heightened information. People are getting these sports talk shows, and they're talking about it as if it's just as if everything is going to hell right now. It's 162 games. It's not football.
But now, what I will say about Sanchez's defense was strong when he first came up.
Mm-hmm.
He proved last year he's not as mentally strong to pull out of ruts as we would hope, because he started hitting bad last year, got under 200, and he never got over that line, right?
He never got over the Mendoza.
He never got over.
Right.
That's the whole season now, so it was a good sample size.
Well,
now, if he starts, he had 3 throwing errors, 2 throwing errors in 1 game, 3 throwing errors in like 2 games. Throwing could be a mental block. Remember Chuck Knobloch and Gary, what's it, Sachs from Steve Sachs? They couldn't throw from second base to first base because they were throwing well for years. All of a sudden, start bouncing a couple. Then all of a sudden now it gets mental block, and now they can't even throw the ball there at all.
Mm-hmm.
If it gets in Sanchez's head and he starts trying to think about throwing instead of just being free and throwing, this can become an issue. That's my only concern about. He needs to nip it in the bud quickly before it starts becoming a mental block.
The thing is, with Torrey and Girardi, that was always their philosophy. Defense first with your catchers. When you get offense from your catcher, it's like a plus. But not everybody can be Johnny Bench or so forth.
We didn't get none of that. We didn't get neither from Sanchez last year.
The thing is, you want to see with him out of his position, you want to see the defense go right first. I want to see that improvement.
But I want to say this: it's always something with him.
I'll sacrifice 5 to 10 home runs for my catcher just so I can get the defense right. But if this guy does give you some numbers, I can go with maybe 1 or 2 more throwing errors. But right now,
it's always something.
The defense is affecting him both ways. It's affecting his hitting, and the hitting is creeping into his defense.
And last year was pass balls. You got nervous with him in late games, and they had to switch him out for Romine. So it's either pass balls, now it's throwing, and then it was hitting. So it's either a home run or nothing. I mean, it's not a small sample size anymore. It's not like he's his first year. This is becoming like he's going to be one of these players who's going to be just good enough to tease you with greatness, but then do enough to keep you like, oh man, he could be improved better. So I'm just keeping an eye on certain things with Sanchez. Now I do like him.
Yes,
he's young enough to turn.
I'm keeping an eye on Sanchez, and I'm one for showing more patience with players, especially catchers, because I love him. I was a former catcher.
Yeah,
but
block
you're
the ball
right.
and throw it right.
I have to say the sample size is getting a little bit larger. I mean, look, they're hanging on to Greg Bird. I think maybe Greg Bird may have taken it, but it's not enough as a sample.
Let me tell you something.
They don't have an option.
First to see if you should stay there.
Let me tell you something regarding Greg Bird. He's on a short leash as it relates to if he doesn't start producing, then you got to start looking elsewhere and start making some decisions.
Boone's on a short leash too, putting Greg Bird and Gary Sanchez back to back in the lineup. I don't know what he's thinking.
Well, I mean, I have to agree. I have to agree with you there. I mean, Greg Bird. I mean, he has a nice, sweet swing, but it's like he's always hurt. It's like
he's always hurt.
It's like when Jeter said to
he strikes out every other day.
Hey, Carl, are you ever going to play? Are you ever going to play?
You know why his swing looks sweet? Because he don't hit the ball, and everything swinging against air looks nice.
All right, Mr. Baseball, we appreciate your time. Keep it locked.
All right, then. Have a good evening, gentlemen.
All right, brother. All right, Ghost. Now, we're going to talk a little more football. Let's jump back to football. The AAF will suspend all football operations today. New owner Tom Dundon will lose approximately $70 million of his investment. Dundon makes decisions against the wishes of league co-founder Charlie Ebersol and Bill Polian. What are your thoughts on the AAF suspending play? All football operations.
I think they rushed it then. They rushed it and didn't plan it well. Because you have to know how much money you have. So you got to be able to set the salaries and saying, look, so we can at least make it through a whole season. Like, what, you guarantee this much money and not know you have much money yet? And you're not getting the big TV deals like the NFL. Your endorsement deals aren't going to be the same because people are doing a wait and see. Like, it was just terribly managed.
It said just like 8 weeks after playing its first game, the Alliance of American Football, the AF, will be suspending football operations. Sources tell the Action Network players were told around 5 p.m. on Tuesday that this is their last day. Other employees in football operations will be told their last day is Wednesday. I ain't showing up.
If I'm reading this online, you can call me.
Tom Dundon effectively bought a majority stake in the league in mid-February, with the league announcing his commitment of $250 million as debates swirled around its ability to meet payroll. It later became clear the infusion wasn't coming all at once, as Dundon, who owns the Carolina Hurricanes, was funding the league on a week-to-week basis, with his approximate total commitment being $70 million to this point. So basically, it says after the deal with Dundon, sources say it became clear to co-founders Charlie Ebersol and Bill Polian that Dundon's objectives were different from the original plan. Ebersol and Polian's plan was to develop the league for 3 years on its own before becoming a feeder system to the NFL. Dundon, however, wanted to create that minor league relationship immediately and sought to use the leverage of folding the AAF to get the deal with the NFL Players Association to better ensure.
Wait a minute. So hold on. You're going to threaten you? Hold on. I had to hear that wrong. You want us to do a deal with you?
And you're
but you're going to threaten to fold the league that you operate to make me say, yes, I want to do a deal with you so your league can stay running?
Go ahead, fold.
Like what? Like what kind of negotiation tactic
I don't
is that?
know what kind of negotiation tactic that is.
Like what?
A bad one. But goes like you, my first thought was, didn't you have enough funding when you started this damn thing?
That should have been sat down like,
to get through at least a year,
Yes.
a full season, which is only 10 weeks.
yes.
You couldn't get through 10 damn weeks.
You stopped it at 8 weeks.
With only, how many teams they got? 8?
Yeah. That's amazing to me.
So you have 8 teams, and you can't get through 10. So what did they think about the funding? Did they think it was going to magically appear? You have to sit down and say, okay, here's the money we have. Here's what it's going to cost to run this thing for at least a year.
Like nobody sat and planned this out.
They must not have.
And the thing is,
you know who Charlie Ebersol is, right?
Didn't they do the NFL films or something like that?
He's a big time media person. I think he did sports. Let me make sure. I'm going to look it up. But go ahead. What were you going to say?
This is FYI to people like business negotiators and stuff like that. Usually, if you want to do a business deal with another business, they want to make sure that you're pretty much viable by yourself and that you can sustain something on your own. So it seems attractive to them. If you can't do that, then there's no benefit for the NFL to say, oh, yeah, we'll invest money into you and we'll say you're a feeder system, which I want to know how's the feeder system going to work, because you're playing now and the players are going to just play 10 games and then go straight into NFL training camp and then go straight to playing football in September. Like you'll have these men playing football all year round. I don't think that's not feasible for the human body.
Charlie Ebersol is a film producer and director, best known as the co-founder of the company with Justin Hochberg, executive producer of USA Network's NFL Characters Unite, and co-producer of The Prophet on CNBC. He is the co-founder, obviously, of the American Football Alliance. His father is Dick Ebersol.
Yeah.
Now, Dick Ebersol
was an NFL
is the
film
one,
guy.
I
right?
think we're thinking of as it relates to sports. He was a big, if I recall correctly.
Was he an NFL films guy who had that voice?
No, that's Steve Sable.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the Sable family. Dick Ebersol, he was the chairman of NBC Sports.
Okay.
And he produced the Olympic Games
yes.
and NFL broadcasts. So, yes, we're thinking about his father. But, I mean, my thing is, like you said,
he couldn't go to NBC and be like, yo, my dad was here for a while. You can't give me a deal to put show my games on NBC?
Nah.
What's NBC showing really on weekends?
Nothing. Golf.
You can't be like, yo, give us a time slot.
I guess they didn't want it. I'm sure he probably tried, don't you think? His father was Dick Ebersol, who created sports and did a large portion of sports on it.
See, but
he helped produce the Olympics.
I really don't understand why people keep trying to make football leagues.
Well,
USFL fell apart.
Well, the USFL fell apart because of Donald Trump.
Yeah, but it still wasn't going to make it long enough.
We don't know. That was a good league. If Trump didn't come in there and mess it up, and you can check this on the 30 for 30. I watched that. He messed that league up. That league was viable. And you know why it was viable? And this was what I was going to say. It was viable because you got stars, Ghost. Jim Kelly.
Herschel
Steve
Walker.
Young. Herschel Walker. You
Doug
got
Flutie.
guys, Doug Flutie, coming out of college that were going into the USFL as opposed to the NFL. Whereas this league, they can't pay anybody, so no star is going to play for the what? The what? What do you want me to do? No, I'm not doing that. There's too much money to get in the NFL. So but my thing is, again, why didn't you have enough funding to get through the year? You look ridiculous now.
Yeah.
You look like a complete failure. And to your point, to answer your...
Then the other one, what was the WFL? That was the wrestling one.
No, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say.
Too.
The XFL went out of business, but now Vince McMahon has said he's trying to bring that back. And my question to you is, do you think that will succeed?
No.
How long do you think it'll last? 6 weeks?
A season. He'll get a season because Vince McMahon...
Because remember, he had that a few years
money
back. Oh, Vince McMahon got long money.
So he can sustain a league by himself.
Well, the question is, how long
just
do you want
off
to throw
WWE
good money after bad?
So that's what I'm saying. He might get a season or two. Just like WWE, he can sustain the football season off of wrestling still. And he can keep it going for a while, but I just don't think it's viable because the stars aren't going to want to... The stars are still going to want to go to the NFL.
I remember... Oh, wow, he got long money.
Yeah.
$3.2 billion? I didn't know he was worth that.
Yeah. How long has WWE been running around?
30 years?
Yeah.
Since I was a kid?
Vince McMahon got money.
40 years. I mean, yeah, he got $3.2 billion. He can run that league independently.
They can go to him right now, and they should have went. AAF should have went to Vince McMahon
and said, "Let's partner up.
Let's partner up. We got the league. We got some teams. Let's make it work.
We already have the infrastructure built.
But the problem is,
Vince McMahon wants control of everything. He's not giving up any control.
Vince McMahon not going to want to be a silent partner. And
no,
you gotta be you got to be willing to say, okay.
No, you better be willing to take a back seat.
And it seems like the Ebersol guy he's not. Their personalities won't match.
Right? No, they wouldn't. Vince McMahon is an alpha male, lead dog. He's going to come in, take over everything, and change the whole thing.
Especially if you go to him asking for money, because he's like, look, it's my league now.
Right, it's my league now. Now hold on. The XFL is supposed to come back, and it's supposed to come back with.
Didn't they say something like hitting like you used to be able to hit? They're not going to have the same rules.
Wait a minute. It says he sold $272 million in WWE stock to fund the XFL. See, now that's a man who's thinking, I got $272 million and right off the jump.
WWE stock.
He just sold stock so he could run his football league.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Stock that he never had to invest in.
That's crazy.
So he's using other people's money to fund his life.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a smart man.
That's what I'm saying. You know, here he is saying, "Look, I'll sell a stock. I'm still got $200 billion, $3 billion, whatever." That's crazy.
Yeah, he's still. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Goes in other news. Last night or yesterday, Tom Brady started a Twitter account. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
And he retired. What are your thoughts?
He retired from Twitter already?
No, he retired from football, he said.
He said they were fools.
Oh, he did?
They had to.
I don't know. Let's see. I don't recall him. Did he say that? I was looking forward to Tom Brady being gone.
He is not retiring from football. Tom Brady got a good life, man.
Tom Brady yesterday tweeted, I'm retiring from football. I'm retiring. In my spare time, I'll be tweeting. And then he writes, was that a bad joke?
Yeah, I'm about to say it had to be a joke.
Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, it was horrible.
And he did it April 1st.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I was just kidding. But, like, what, did he really need to do that? Like, come on. Was that corny? Yeah. That was kind of corny, right?
Tom Brady on Twitter. He never been on Twitter before in his life. He tried to think of something crafty to say.
Really?
This is why.
Was that it?
This is why.
Was that it?
Certain people.
I don't think that was it.
This is why certain people who are so distanced from social media and stuff just don't ever need access to social media.
Right. He didn't. Why does Tom Brady need to be on Twitter?
He's bored.
Go do something with yourself. Go work with blind kids or something.
What else he gonna do? Tom Brady is sitting around. Probably first. He probably
hey Giselle, this will be funny. Watch this.
What are you doing? Oh, I'm on Twitter. Okay, let me get on here and see.
Honey, what are you doing? I'm gonna create a Twitter account.
Why? Probably was talking to Gronk.
Why are you creating a Twitter account? Because I want to tell. I'm bored. Go watch film.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you do? Go TB12 it.
He don't need to. He don't need film no more. Tom Brady is like all seeing.
The Lakers shut LeBron James down. Thoughts on that?
Should have did it earlier.
Wait. No. First of all, they had to convince LeBron not to play. Do you buy that story?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah. LeBron loves basketball, man. LeBron loves to play.
Because there are a lot of people that are cynics saying, The
man has played, went to 8 straight finals. He's played basketball more. He played more games than anybody else. he don't just take off like that. I could see him wanting to play a couple of games. Maybe not play every single game, but I could see him wanting to play some games and not sit out for the rest of the season.
What is 6 games? What's the point? I mean,
He likes to play.
Yeah, but do you?
People just love to play the game.
Well, there's two sides of that. The two sides of it are
because if he didn't love to play, he could have just sat out when they were out of the. As soon as they were done in the playoffs,
right?
He could be like, "Okay, I'm good."
Wouldn't that have been the prudent decision for the Lakers to say, "Look,
the Lakers could have did it again.
You're the future of this franchise, and without you." But then the other side of that is, why are you sitting out with only 6 games left? Is that week going to really make all the difference in your healing?
It'll make a difference in your number of ping pong balls you're going to get.
Well, the Lakers aren't. I mean, are they really?
If you don't make the playoffs, you get lottery. You get balls in the thing, right?
Yeah, but you get, what are you going to get? I don't even know if remember the Lakers traded away a couple of picks, so I'm not even sure they have a pick.
They didn't trade away the number 1 pick.
Not the number 1 pick, but they traded something. I don't remember what the trade was. But they do have some deal. Didn't they lose a pick? So they may not even have a 2020, what is it, 2019 pick? I'm not sure.
2019.
It's 2019 draft.
They get the pick.
Do they still have their pick?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe it was another team I was thinking of. And I was just mistaken.
Oh, hold on. Let me see. I'll let you know. Because I was even thinking, what happens if the Lakers landed the top 3 pick? By most accounts, the Lakers have had at this point for 7 games, but injuries played a matter.
Mm-hmm. Now, while we on the NBA goes, the NBA looking good. I'm excited about the playoffs. I'm looking forward to it. I'm surprised. At the beginning of the year, you laughed at me when I took.
Yeah, they get a first round pick.
They do have a first round pick. I'm just pulling it up. The Milwaukee Bucks are the number 1 seed over the Toronto Raptors. I picked the Raptors to win the East. They came in second. Ghost laughed at me. The Sixers are in the 3 spot. Boston's in the 4 spot.
I didn't laugh at you about the.
Yeah, you did.
No, not winning the East. I think somebody picked them to be in the finals.
Oh, maybe I remember.
And I laughed then. I said, because they're going to get there and they're going to do what Toronto does every year.
Maybe that was it. You probably have a better memory than me. Now, the West is tight. Golden State and Denver are still battling for that 1 spot. My question to you is, if Denver gets the 1 spot, does it matter?
No.
Will Denver make a deep run in the playoffs? 51 wins against 25 losses. I couldn't tell you the name of any one Denver Nugget.
I know a few Denver Nuggets. They got that center is pretty good.
Djokovic?
Yes. And then the point guard, Murray, is okay.
You know why I know him? I just saw him get thrown out of a game last night or 2 nights ago. That's the only reason why I know. Yeah. He got double techs. And they threw him out.
Yankees lost.
You know what it was? It was the Warriors and the Nuggets had some game where I forget what happened, but that's the only reason why I know the kid's name.
Chapman gave up 2 runs in the 9th inning.
The Trailblazers are in the 3 spot. The Rockets are in the 4 spot. The Jazz 5, Clippers 6, San Antonio 7, Oklahoma City 8th. Is there?
So if the Nuggets, I think the Nuggets are better off if they finish in the 2nd seed.
Why? Because they would play.
They got a better chance beating the Spurs.
You don't think the Nuggets could beat the Thunder?
Not in a 7-game series.
Really? Wait a minute. Come on, Ghost. I find that hard to believe.
Because they're going to play the same type of game. You're going to let the Thunder can run with George and Westbrook. They got a big center who can guard that center down there because they still got Adams. They match up well. The Spurs, without Aldridge plays consistently. Everybody else kind of struggles. So I think they have a better chance beating the Spurs than they do beating the Thunder.
That's interesting. Let me think about that. In a 7-game series, they say the best team usually wins in the NBA.
Yep.
I don't know if I believe that Oklahoma is a better team than Denver. And I'm going simply based off records and what I've heard about the Denver Nuggets. I hear they're playing inspired basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And I think that's a good thing not to know because, I mean, we know the Bucks are going to beat the Heat in the East. We know Toronto is going to beat Brooklyn. Sixers over Detroit. That's probably a lot. The Celtics and the Pacers, they're battling for the 4 or 5 spot, which doesn't really matter in this round because they're going to play against each other. The Pacers would be better if Oladipo had been healthy, I believe. Do you think the Boston Celtics are going to get out of the second round of the NBA playoffs, Goes?
They may not get out of the first round.
You don't believe they can beat the Pacers?
It could be close. They don't play consistent enough.
With that young talent, they have Jaylen Brown.
They don't play consistent enough.
Kyrie, Gordon Hayward.
All that talent, they should be better than 46 and 32.
46? 46 wins talent. Is a... 46 wins is a pretty... I mean, it's not great.
All that talent in the East without LeBron, they should be better than this.
I always think about...
They were a 1 seed last year without Kyrie and Gordon Hayward.
Well, when you put it like that, then yeah, they should be a 1 to 3 seed. Caller from the 914. State your name. Where you calling from? You're in the game.
You know it's your man, AB. What's up, Norm?
Yo, what's going on, man? Norm's not on the show tonight. Norm's on tomorrow night.
Okay. What's poppin'?
We talking sports. What do you think about the NBA right now? Who you think gonna take this thing? Is it gonna be Golden State again?
Well, you already know, man. LA is out of it.
Nah, we know LA is out of it. What do you think about LeBron being shut down? You think the Lakers are saying that he wanted to play. They're saying they had to convince him to shut it down. Do you believe that story, or do you believe LeBron said, screw it, man, we're not in the playoffs, I might as well give it up for the rest of the year?
Nah, I don't believe that, man. He's a player. He's going to keep playing, man. He's going to try to be a winner.
Okay.
You know, he's trying to wreck it.
Nah, Go said the same thing. I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of feel like they're putting a PR out there, trying to make LeBron look like the hero. I know players want to play, but LeBron at this point in his career, he's 30 plus. He's been in the playoffs 14 years in a row. He might just say, look, guys, I'm just tired. Can I get some rest? No?
That ain't him.
No?
He loves to play, man. And if he was going to do that, he took off more games during the year. He loves to play the game. He would just play.
All right, AB, what are your thoughts on this NCAA tournament? Who you got winning this thing?
Man, listen, I ain't even watched none of the games. The only game I watched was Duke when they lost.
Yeah? What'd you think about that?
It was a good game, man. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, sometimes you can't always be the winner.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it was a great game, very competitive. Both teams played hard, and at the end, it came down to a couple of plays at the end of the game.
Yep.
And some,
you know,
good.
You can't have just one dude. You know what I mean? Homeboy, the guy needed help, man. He couldn't do it by himself. He tried, but he couldn't do it by himself.
What killed them too in that game was they had 17 turnovers. They were averaging eight a game.
You get sloppy. You see, I think they got a little overconfident that we are the most talented team in the tournament.
I don't know. You think they got overconfident after they escaped 2 games by a bucket each game?
But yeah, winning hides flaws. And then they come, and I think that's why they struggled in the other games, because they felt we're overconfident. We got this. We got Zion. We got Barrett. We got Reddish. We're going to go through this and win. And they started to read the newspaper clippings, and they just didn't come through at the time. They're still a great talented team. Don't get me wrong.
I don't know.
But I think they started to feel themselves a little bit. But AB, call back in tomorrow night on the Cypher Show, man. Norm will be on then.
My man.
All right.
Be safe.
All right, AB.
You too, baby.
Appreciate the call. Appreciate your insight. I don't know, Ghost, because I saw Zion after the UCF win, after the Virginia Tech win, both by a bucket, and the UCF was by 1, the Virginia Tech by 2, and they asked him. They said, "How do you feel?" He's like, "Very fortunate." So I don't think they were cocky. I just think they got beat by a better team, a team that played better.
Yeah, you feel very fortunate, but you can still be cocky and be fortunate that you won, because you still kind of shocked that it was this close.
I don't know.
This team thought. I'm telling you,
I think when I looked at him in the interview, he looked like a guy who was like, "Ooh, we kind of dodged a couple right there."
Yeah, because you're shocked. How Mike Tyson looked when Buster Douglas knocked him out. He was shocked too, wasn't he?
Yeah, but
no, they took a punch. They got away. Well, I feel fortunate. We didn't think it was like this because we are a better team. It's okay. We'll come out in 2 days and we'll just step on the court and we're gonna be fine.
Against a Michigan State team that was a 2 seed and arguably should have been a 1 seed over Gonzaga.
When you sit down and listen to everybody talk, how great this team is, how great they starting 5 is, how they should just run through the league, how they got a top 3 draft picks in the NBA. You start to feel it, and you start to get a little more confidence, thinking like it's just going to pan out because our talent is going to show up.
I don't know, man.
I'm just saying this is what I think. And then they ended up playing a team who played great, who always played great in the tournament, and they just couldn't. The talent didn't pull it out at that time.
Is it possible? Speaking of Zion, is there any possibility that Zion Williamson stays in college?
No.
No?
And if he does, he's getting terrible advice.
Okay. I just thought I'd throw it out there. Let's say the Knicks win the number 1 pick.
I don't care who got the number 1 pick.
What if it's Phoenix?
Of school. You come out.
I'm not advocating him to stay.
I'm not even talking about just the contract you're going to get from that team. You're going to get a $100 million sneaker deal.
I'm not advocating him to stay. I'm just asking if there is any possible way.
No possible way.
Okay. Let's go through our picks, Ghost, before we get out of here, folks. We got to cut the show early, a little bit early tonight. I got some other responsibilities, but we'll be back next Tuesday, 9 o'clock, to give you the full slate of sports talk. Ghost, let's talk about it. By this time next week, come next Tuesday, we'll have an NCAA champion. Michigan State against Texas Tech. Who you got winning?
Michigan State.
UVA against Auburn. Who do you have winning?
Auburn.
Auburn, Michigan State. Who do you have?
Michigan State.
I'm going to go Texas Tech over Michigan State. I'm going to go Auburn over UVA. The giant killer lives.
I mean, if Auburn plays Texas Tech, then I'm going Auburn.
And if Auburn plays Texas Tech, I'm going Auburn. Like you said, Auburn's playing hot. They're getting hot at the right time. They're confident. Jared Harper. I mean, they got a great last name on that point guard, Jared Harper. I can't say that enough.
Yeah.
And he's playing well. Texas Tech. I would rather see. Which would you rather see?
Auburn, Michigan State.
Yeah, you rather see Auburn, Michigan State? Let me think about that. Actually, you know what? That wouldn't be a bad matchup. As I think about the teams, that'd be a very good game.
Mm-hmm.
I think both. I don't want to see Virginia. You know what? But I have to give him credit because when you think about it, Ghost,
Virginia's tough, man. Virginia was the ranked number one for during the season.
If you think about what they've overcome to come back from last year when they lost to a 16 seed to be in the Final Four, I'll give that coach a little bit of credit for that, to get his team over the hump and get to this position.
Well, see, lose to a 16 seed, you step on the court, you start looking at the seeds, and be like, 16. We're number one. We're good. We're ACC team. Who was the school we playing?
UMBC.
Yeah, we got this.
Coach, we need
and
to
all of a sudden you go out there, boom, you start missing shots, they start hitting. You're down by like 4 or 5 at halftime. You're like, that's nothing. Then all of a sudden that thing balloons up to like 9, 10,
12.
And now that the bucket starts looking like a little teacup.
The guard was KJ Mora. He was the UMBC lead guard. What is he listed as? His height. This guy is small.
Your arms start getting a little tight. Your legs get a little tight on that jump shot. You start pressing, and you're like, uh-oh. Then you start clock watching. Uh-oh. We only got X number of possessions left, and we're down by 14.
5'8", 141 pounds.
Oh, man, I would have bodied him up.
From Puerto Rico, I remember, because I saw his story, and he said the same thing. He said exactly what you said. He said, we got to a point where we could see it in their faces, where they were tight. They started rushing shots. They started forcing shots. They started getting desperate. taking bad shots. And that's what happens when you're a team like, wait a minute, we're down 16. We only got 4 minutes to go. We better go on a run and try to get it done. And
because when you start going through your head, they're 16 seed. We're number 1. We're about to lose. We might lose this. And then the pressure starts, man, and professionals get tight.
Yeah. No, you're right. And that's what makes sports great. When you watch guys in pressure situations.
And what did they get that UMB? What's the school name?
UMBC?
Yeah, what did they get them?
Nothing. A quarter water?
It got the school some money because they went to the next round. Got the players a good memory.
It was a great story, yeah.
Yeah, great story. We can place it on the wall.
They made history, Ghost.
Probably boosted.
They made history.
They probably boosted some enrollments at the school.
And you know what? When they walk by,
it got the coach probably another offer from a bigger school.
When they walk by anybody that's ever played for Virginia, they can always say, "Oh man, y'all ain't nothing. Y'all ain't that good."
And the person they beat is sitting in the league. Yeah, see you in the league. Oh, that's right.
I still bust you up that day.
Hang your hat on that memory.
That's right, I will.
Want me to buy you lunch?
Please. All right, folks. It's been a great evening. We love the two-man show. It goes by far too quick.
Lavelle.
Thanks, Mr. Baseball. Thanks to AB calling in. We appreciate your time. We know that time is valuable, and we do not take it for granted. So, listen. Keep it locked here. Next week, we'll come back. We'll give you the full 2 hours, and we'll try to be better than we were this week. That's all we can do. As we always say, you cannot play the game unless you are in the game. Keep it locked. Good night.
Good night.